ejo n'ejo bundi tuzaguhereza ijambo.
So be ready, maybe next time you're going to be the one.
Aba bantu rero,
These people,
hariho abantu bafite bubatse ingo kera,
we have some that have been in marriages for so long,
ariko hariho n'abandi bazubatse vuba.
and we have others that hasn't been in the marriage for that long.
Ariko mu bushakashatsi twakoze,
In the research that we did,
reka byihorere mu bushakashatsi twakoze,
in the research that we did,
twasanze aba bantu tugomba kubabaza ibi bibazo bishigikira izi nyigisho.
we want to ask these people questions that are supporting these teachings.
Noneho turaza kubahereza ijambo baza bavuga ku ncamake.
We're going to tell them and they're going to say briefly,
Hanyuma nimba mufite ibibazo muraza kubibaza.
and if you have a question, you're going to ask.
Aba bantu
This couple,
bafite inararibonye.
they are very experienced.
Urugo rwabo
Their marriage or their family,
barwubatse kera
they have been together for so long.
ngo bamare babyara abana benshi,
And they gave birth to a lot of kids.
ariko icyantangaje
What surprised me
nuko bakomeje kurera abana, kubitaho kuva bakibabyara. Abo bana barakura babyara abandi bana, n'ubu ngubu baracyaye babafasha cyo kimwe.
is that the same way that they helped their kids when they were young, it is the same way that they're helping the kids now, even though they're old.
N'ubu ngubu amafaranga bahembwa
Even now, the money that they get,
barakomeza kuyasangira n'abana n'abuzukuru.
they still support kids and the grandkids.
Ndetse hariho n'umwana umwe mutoya, muramubona umwana uri hariya wicaye hariya.
Even this little boy that you see here,
Uwo mwana nibo bamureze kugeza n'ubu baracyamurera.
they took care of him since he was young until today.
Ubwo buhamya baraza kubutanga.
They're going to give us that testimony.
Aba bantu,
And these two here,
uyu mubyeyi Mariya,
Mama Maria
Mariya yarashatswe,
got married,
arera abana barumuna b'umugabo wiwe atarabyara biwe.
and she took care of her husband's brother's kids before she got her own kids.
Arabasomesha,
She took care of them, take them to school,
atangira kubyara biwe.
and she started getting her own kids,
Abo
giving
bose
birth,
yabarobanuye bakomeje kuba abana
and
biwe.
all of them remain in her household.
Bariya bana bariya barumuna biwe arabashingira, barakura bagira ababo bana, kugeza n'ubu ngubu abo bana bose ni ikivange ni bamwe.
And with her nieces and nephews and her kids, you cannot tell who is who. They're all the same.
Icyantangaje
What surprised me,
nuko yonkeje abuzukuru,
it is that she breastfeed her grandkids.
arabonsa, arayobora, donc akomeza kubonsa abuzukuru.
She breastfeed her own grandkids.
Ndetse n'igihe yaje muri Amerika,
Even when she came in America,
bamwonkoye umwuzukuru.
they took away the grandkid that she was breastfeeding.
Ageze ino biramugora kugira ngo avunze ya mashereka.
And when she got here, it was so hard for her because she was used to breastfeed a child back home.
Ubwo buhamya araza kubuvuga.
She's going to tell us that testimony as well.
Aba bantu
And the couple here,
bubatse urugo rwabo,
they build a family.
bakomeza kubana n'umubyeyi wabo
They remain living with their mother, the husband's mother.
kugeza uyu munsi.
Until today,
Umubyeyi wabo n'umwana mu bandi.
their mother is just like another kid in the family.
Kandi muzi ko amategeko yo muri Amerika ukuntu ameze.
And you know how it is in America.
Reka tuvuge tureke kuvuga ko ari muri Amerika gusa n'amategeko asanzwe.
Let me not say in America, but it's rules or regulation everywhere.
Iyo umubyeyi agushingiye ukagira urwawe rugo,
When your parents married you, when you get married,
taho muba mugihuriye.
it is like you are separate. You are separated from your
Baraza
parents.
kutubwira impamvu batafashe uriya mubyeyi ngo bamupangishe,
So you go.
bamurekere mu nzu yiwe nabo babe mu yabo.
So they're going to tell us the reason why they cannot rent a different house for their mother to live in.
Ubwo ni ubushakashatsi twakoze kuri izi ngo.
That's researchers that we did on this family.
Bivuze ku bugufi,
I'm just saying briefly,
ariko ibo nabo baraza kubivuga bitari mu magambo menshi.
and they're going to explain as well, not in a lot of words.
Reka nsubize ijambo ku muhaga.
Nono baravuga amasaha yacu nyine arageze, murabizi ariko tubareka ngo bareke batavuze twateguje.
These are the preaching that we prepared.
Bariya ni abasaza bombi.
As they said, both of them are old on the left side. Eh?
Mu gihe batanga ubuhamya,
As they're giving their testimony,
ubike akabazo ubabaza muri izo bavuze.
may you keep a question to ask them.
Mama bagaza nawe batubwira ibyo yakoze n'umupfakazi yapfakaye ari muto, abana arabarera arabashingira, nabwo ibyo avuga ufata utubazo umubaza mu mibereho yiwe iyo batubwiye.
And Mama Maria as well, she was a widow at a younger age, and she took care of the kids and her nieces. Please have a question for her
Abana
to
bo
ask.
bashakanye vuba cyane n'abana, muzi ko bakira abasore.
And the last couple, they're young,
Mu buhamya bwabo nabo butandukanye nabo n'ubwo abariya buratandukanye.
their testimony is way different from the
Shaka
other couple.
akabazo ubaza abangaba nabo
So,
ibyo bavuga.
gather questions to ask them as well.
Tubaza abambere muruzanye umwe aravuga yuzuza uwundi murangiza. Pastor. Kuko no gusobanura ko arahari no kuvuga babiri barahari muza kuvuga. We mwicaye ntakibazo.
Yes.
None muri ibyo bibazo rero hari ibibazo z'abariya n'ibibazo za mwarimu. Ufite ikibazo cya mwarimu aramubaza mwarimu, ufite ucuvugira urabaza muri abangaba.
As they said, we have a question for the teacher and for the couples.
Barakoze kuduha uyu mwanya wo gutanga ubuhamya bugufi.
Thank you so much for giving me time to give the testimony in a short words.
Inyigisho zabo bakoze.
And just about the teaching that they preached.
Twebwe ukuntu tubona twicaye hano twembi,
As you see us here,
tumara n'imyaka 45.
we've been married for 45 years.
Kandi Satani ntiyazindutse.
And Satan is still here, did not travel. And Satan never gets sick, he's still well.
Ubwoko bwacu habaga ikintu cyita kurwana.
In our culture, we had a thing that a man beat the wives. In 45 years, she's right here next to me. I've never beat her. Even to spit on her, or I'd never done it. But mostly I thank God because we got married after we were saved.
Ndavuga kandi mutari muzi sikabire.
Let me say another thing. As you see her, I lost my first wife. Did you know that? And she lost the first husband. And those two people, as we met and we got married. She came in my house when I had 4 kids. And she left 1 kid where she was. I'm telling you the truth and nothing but the truth. The 4 kids that were in my household when she came,
nawe afite bane twabyaranye
We got 4 kids together.
ukuri n'ubu bari muri afurika
I am telling you the truth, even some are still in Africa.
ujya ukora akabaha amafaranga ngewe murabizi ko njya ngora buke
She's the one that works. I don't work much. She's the one that work and support the kids.
kuri kuvuga ngo hari umunsi nari nahura n'akakanda kuvuga ngo uyu niwe wanjye mbabeshya
And there's one thing that I testified. I've never seen her treating my kids more or less than her own kids.
nara niwe babwira ibyabo akabikora ngo
She
Amen.
treats them the same and same as her own kids.
reka nsoreze kuri aka kantu nako
And let me finish on this word.
hano turi kumwe n'abana babiri
We have 2 kids, or our own kids here.
umwe ni uyu mukobwa
One is the daughter next to her,
undi ni umugabo uri senga
and another one is Sengabo.
abo bana bombi
Those 2 kids,
uyu mukobwa niwe wiwe yabyaye
the daughter is for both of them,
sengabo yaramusanze
and Sengabo was from my old marriage.
ariko mbabwiriza ukuri
But let me tell you the truth.
n'uno munsi tuvugana
Even today,
sengabo ko arigisha mwishwa we
Sengabo is paying school fees for the niece, for her niece.
mushiki we yasanze uyu nyina yarasize ahandi
A niece that the mother, I don't know, a niece from the half sister.
ubuhamya batwaye uko ndabubuze ndarangije
That's my testimony.
mwoshaka nababwira ngo muzotwigane abe naho ngo uburinganire bwawe
I can tell you to follow my footsteps, even though there is equality.
uburinganire bwaraje nanjye nyine hari utuntu kumwe ndi mu gushaka gukora kubera kumenya igihugu dutuyemo
Because of equality, there are some few things that I start learning.
rimwe na rimwe akaba yungubi ndagafite muri
And she will be mad at me and say, do not go there, don't do that.
birandeba bwana nzi igihugu turimo n'uburinganire bwarabaye
He will say, I know what I'm doing. I know the country that we live in.
dushimiye mwarimo mwahaye gutanga ubuhamya kandi turabahaye tubuze mu kwita imana imana
And that's my testimony. Receive it and thank you, teacher.
muheze nawe avuge bukeya ku utavuza ku bike nka 3-4 mwabanye neza.
Thank you so much. I'm not gonna say about how we met. That's how we met.
jewe icyo ntushaka
One thing that I can say,
uzaciye abivuze sizosubiramo
he said everything about us.
icyo nshaka kuvuga ni ngo zo
What I want to say is about nowadays a marriage.
twebwe twubakiye rero twari abakristo n'ubu n'abahaye bubaka n'abakristo
We were Christian then, and even the kids that are getting married now, they're Christian as well.
ariko ingo za kera cyari kizirize
But what maintained our household back then, it is respect. You respect.
umugabo yazamuka wowe
When a man shouted higher, you go lower.
ubu ngubu ubwo buringanire bahaye bavuga twebwe n'ubwo umugabo yakubwiraga nabi
About the equality that I said back then, even if your husband will say bad word or bad thing to you, or it will assault you, you will not say anything at all.
nkibaza nk'ejo umubwira uti hariya hantu warambabaje ibi bintu bigendeke tubabarirane
And then after a few days, we go to him and say, the word that you used, it was hurtful to me. Please forgive me.
icyo ntubwira abatoya
What I can tell to these new couples,
kubaha
learn how to obey and to humble.
ikinyabupfura
Being humble and culture.
twebwe kwahukana kwa kera
Divorced back then,
byari biteye isoni
it was a shameful.
wazi gushika iwanyu baramukaza badi bakuba
Ese kwahukana niyo divorce. Ntabwo ari Okay. Sawa. Divorce back then was so shameful. You will even go back to your home, and your parents would ask you questions. Why did you come back?
so ntiwifuze kugenda iwanyu kuvuga ngo urakana nimba hari byabagaho nimba hari wahuye n'umugabo wagito nyine batumvikana ariko ugapfira muri Nyagasani ukaguma.
There was a thing that used to happen back then. A man will beat you or say something to you, you will leave and go to your parents. But even if he does that, because of the culture and being a Christian, you will remain in that family and obey your husband.
Ukavuga ngo sinzogenda waje kwisuzuguza.
And you will say, I'm not leaving this family because I don't want anybody to see anything about my family.
Uri wagiraga kiwe umugabo wagira ati twebwe zari hamwe emba zari niko navuga umugabo yaragurishaga tumubaze ubwo se amafaranga yagiye oya wenyine akayaze uko ashaka nimba wenda ukeneye akawukugurira nimba ari ibiryo bimutesheje agasaka ukanyurwa kumutaba.
We used to know that everything was together, man and wife and husband. They did not have anything separate. If the husband decided to do something, it is you may not question them or ask any question. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Amashibeshi reka mukecuru avuge nawe bavuze ibyiwe kuko cyane yareze abana batarabe arabashingira kugeza umunsi wa none arera abuzukuru kandi ari we wenyine mu rugo. Natubwire ku ncamakeya ukuntu ubuzima yabunyuzemo n'abazabunyuramo bazakubera umufana mu ncamake ubuzima bwawe.
Thank you so much. I am so surprised.
Uzokuri amateka sinzo kuntu watekereje ne pastor.
Thank you so much, Pastor, for thinking about this. And I know the book it is for us. I'm so surprised. So shortly, if we start saying about our history, about stories, we can speak days and nights. In my life, I'm going to speak about what happened then. In 1973, that's when I got married.
Kandi aho nyashikiye hari ruguru nyashikiye Karemi.
It was in Kalemi.
Ikaremi mpava ishenda nahabwe ishenda gatanu nahabwe muri ishenda.
And I left Kalemi in 1990.
Iza hano Uvira.
And I went to Uvira.
Munazi ni nkabaga mpuntu bari bameze.
You know, having a man in your family. That's when I lived with the kids that Pastor said. There are two kids that were relatives or siblings. They were the kids remained from my in-laws. I raised them until when I started giving birth to my own kids. I took care of them until they got married. And when they got to their own families, we still there. I gave birth to my kids. My husband used to be in military. He will spend even a year without coming back home. I lived in that situation. 1993, 6. I had 6 kids.
muri ba bana batandatu icyenda gatandatu yamazamuka ruguru washike ruguru asanga umukurikira rwa gatatu yabyaye amahasha akurikira umwana w'uruhinja ufite imyaka hafi 3.
My husband went to our homeland and our town and then and found one of his relatives had twins. And he brought back another kid. And then he left again, went in military.
icyenda na gatandatu muzi ko higwa gusa bw'abaragenda nicyo gihe bagiye nawe maso twabaherutse.
And that's when my husband left and I never see him back again. I never see him back since then. We waited for 1 year knowing that he's coming back. And all the troubles or problems that we faced in Uvira. You know, the war and everything that went through. And we went to Gatumba. And when we went to Gatumba, and you know what happened in Gatumba, as how people died. And we are the survivors, as you see us here. And when we were out of the... Then after the Gatumba, we went back to Uvira. And after that, my husband's younger sibling came too. And when we were there, they said, now you have to go. We went to Bujumbura. I left with some of my kids and 2 of my kids left. And one of my nephew came and I took care of them as well. And I was with them for so long. I had those kids. I did not have any life at all. And the kids asked to go back on the village, and I said, why do you want to go back? And we went through everything. God blessed us. We got our answer. I don't have. Right now, I don't have many of my kids, but I have the other kids that I took care of as my own. But what I thank God for,
kandi yambaye hafi imvi zishimwa n'umunezero ndabana batarabanye n'ubu ngubu nafite amezi mfite make hano niyo gutandukana nabo.
I thank God that enabled me to take care of those kids. I am still with them. They are in Amarillo, even though I am not with them here. But I thank God that enabled me to take care of them.
maze akagera muri iki gihugu naje nahise kubitudasubwa nk'uko nta mwaka washize abantu batanu.
And when I got here, my kids came as well.
nko gusiga buke abanze baje.
And when my own kids came,
imigisha yose ikura ku Mana.
And all my blessings come from the Lord. And my God blessed me. So there's 6 kids. What I'm about to finish, there's that one thing that God did in my life. God blessed me. I always ask myself and say, have God blessed other people like me? When my husband died, I was only married one of my kids. And after a year, their dad passed away. My second child got married. He left 2 boys and 4 boys, huh?
umuhungu wa gatatu
The third boy,
bagatabunye bateka mwavuga ngo amateka tuyavuga
ntiwo yarangizaga yose
ariko nuko Imana igushyira kuvugisha kuko ibintu mwabiteguye.
I thank you so much for preparing this. When can we say all this?
Bagaza
Bagaza
namushingiye ataramize imyaka 20
was married before he even turned 20 years. It was about 20 years when he was about to get married. And God, in his miraculous, and that's Bagaza's wife.
arakoze mukecuru.
This is my daughter.
abana ababyeyi baje
And they are my parents.
babyaye ubu
They gave birth to her,
naje barambyara
and they gave birth to me as well.
kandi icyo gihe byabaye
Then when it happened,
muri byo zari
in me was like dreams.
ariko ni ukuri papa arampapagara ati muri abana baje mwembi mumeze gute
gira ucemwo
naje ndibuvira ari umunembwe naje ndibuvira
Was it and then when I was in Ovira, I didn't know Mama.
ariko papa adazamanuka aje wivuga butumwa kazaga buvira ni jewe wandira gite iryo torero rya mu bantu bariho
When Papa comes in Uvira, I used to take care of him when he comes to preach in evangelism.
ari muzi
That's how I knew him.
ariko Imana inkorera ibikomeye mu mateka Imana yamwishyuye yakorewe
In everything that God has done for me,
iratwubakira
it built a family for us.
wambere yabyaye yaje afite imyaka 16
She got married at the age of 16,
ngo ashika mu mwaka umwe yabyara umwana wa understanding muramuzi
and she gave birth after 1 year.
yaje ari umunyeshuri
She was a student.
yarashyize gutya yamushyize mu ishuri yari pasiteri namushyize mu gituza
mukecuru vuga bikeya gaturangize.
ndamurera umwaka wose arangiza ishuri umwaka wose ndetse umwana wanjye ari mu gatuza
And when I took care of her kid just like my own kid.
rero muri ayo mateka mu by'ukuri Imana ibyo yakoze muri abana bose batandatu ndabashingiye umuherezi wicaje mu nzu w'imyenda
Amen. The last child in among all my kids.
mu by'ukuri uyu mwana wanjye
My kid.
arabizi amateka arabizi kwinjira muri iki gihugu twabana ubuzima bwiza nari umukozi wakoraga amafaranga icyo bashakaga cyose ntacyo baburaga kagira umuryango nasigaranye kagira umuryango waje mama aracyariho mbona n'ubusa nyuma yaho
urakoze cyane
aya mateka ndabashimira
urakoze cyane abashimeje ntibyorangira ni uwo kwandika igitabo cyose karangira.
Praise the
uvuga
Lord.
bukeya cyane.
yego umwanya wagiye
We don't have much time.
turashimira ko uyu mwanya mutoya muduhaye
We thank God for this beautiful time that you gave us.
nariko ngira ngo ni mukecuru uvuga hanyuma
I was thinking that my mother-in-law will speak only.
ariko ibyo yavuze by'ubutwari yakoze n'abandi twabanye hano bazi niko byagenze.
But everything that you know that she did about our family, it is true.
yarandereye
She took care of my kids.
anderera ntaramenya kurera njewe ubwanje
She took care of my kids even when I didn't even know how to take care of kids.
aronsa abana
She breastfed my kids.
arera n'abandi biwe n'abandi atabyaye
And she even took care of kids that she didn't give birth.
aduha kimwe cyose nk'umubyeyi kandi yari wenyine nta
She provided everything as a single mother.
turamushimiye cyane.
We thank you very much.
hari igihe nza ndeba abana bariya bakuru banje b'abakobwa
When I look at my kids, my older kids,
n'abiwe
they're hers.
ntabwo ntabona areze n'abarezi ari bakuru
I did not take care of them. I did not like take care of them at the younger age she did.
iyo atabikora wenda tuba twarasebye
Maybe if she didn't, it could have been so hard.
ariko ndamushimira kuba umubyeyi mwiza
But thank you for being a good parent.
tumusezeranyije ko azasaza neza
And we promise you that you're going to age well.
okay deni n'umugore ni bato
Dennis and the wife are young.
muratubwira mu ncamake
You're going to speak briefly.
amabanga kangahe atumye urugo rwanyu rumera neza mu byishimo nta divorce nta kuryana nta kwahukana n'iki mubakiyeho mu ncamake buhamya ku bantu bumve.
We're going to tell us why there's peace, there's laughter, there's no divorce in your marriage when you guys are very young.
murakoze.
Thank you so much.
umugore nabanza.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
murakoze cyane
Thank you so much
kutugira icyizere ngo tugere icyo twabagezaho
to give us this opportunity.
imana ishimwe
Praise the Lord.
mbere na mbere ni ukubanza gushimira umutware wanje
First of all, I want to thank my husband
kuko ariwe wabanje kumkunda
because he loved me first.
Wamukoze mbere.
Ako kantu.
noneho amaze kumkunda
After loving me,
naje naramukunze
I loved him as well
anyereka kuko afite ababyeyi
and showed me that he have parents.
naje mubwira ko mfite ababyeyi
And I told him that I have parents.
muri uku kuza mu muryango wabo
For me to come in his family,
yari yambwiye kuko afite ababyeyi
he told me that he has parents.
arambwira ati nguyu umubyeyi wacu arazana turabana
And he brought me and I lived with them.
kuko umubyeyi wacu mukecuru ntabwo nari muzi nawe ntiyaranze
I didn't know my mother-in-law and she didn't know me as well.
ariko urukundo rwanje n'umutware wanje nibwo rwaduhuje na mukecuru
But because of the love of my husband and I and my husband made me meet my mother-in-law.
imana ishimwe
Praise the Lord.
tugeze mu rugo rwacu kubaka
And when we were in our marriage, in our household,
dutangira kubaka na mukecuru arimo
we lived with my mother-in-law.
turabana na mukecuru umwaka wa mbere uraza urarangira
We lived in the same household for 1 year.
kandi twebwe mbese abakazana hari igihe usanga mbese undi mubyeyi mbese mama w'umugabo wawe bivuge gutyo
Sometimes daughter-in-laws with their mother-in-laws,
ugahita ubona ibyo akora ukavuga ngo ntabwo ari umubyeyi wawe
whatever she will do, you will not consider it just like how your mother will do to you.
uwo mbese nabivuga kuko ari umwuka mubi wa satani ukwereka inzira mbi
It is a bad spirit that shows the daughter-in-laws what the mother-in-law does, it is not right.
ariko cyane cyane washimiraho imana ni uko cyane twamenye imana
But what I thank God the most it is that we know Him, we know God.
natwe ntabwo ari ubutware bwacu
It is not because of our mighty
cyangwa se ubwenge bwacu
or our knowledge.
ni ukubera imana ituyobora
It is because God leads us.
kandi tugakura twaragize ababyeyi iyo twavuye batureze neza
And our parents, where we came from, our biological parents, raised us well.
tukagendera ku mategeko meza
And we go by good rules.
noneho twagera n'ahandi twagiye kubaka ingo zacu tugasanga hari ababyeyi beza
And when we go to our in-laws, we found out that they are good parents as well.
icyo noshimira mabukwe ni umukecuru mwiza cyane
What I can say, my mother-in-law is a good woman.
muwombera amashyi cyane
Clap hands for her for me, please.
cyane icyo nabishimiye hari igihe ibi bintu mwakoze ni ibintu byiza cyane mbese byantunguye ariko ahandi numva mu mutima wanje ndishimye
Where this session, it is very good. I was surprised, but I'm really thankful for it.
hari igihe so tubivuga iwe atagihari ngo abyumve
And most of the time, we say things when they are not alive,
cyangwa ejo atagihari ngo abyumve
or me,
abyumve
or me no hear it when I'm not alive.
ariko nshima imana ko ibintu ari byiza
But I thank God that you did this.
umukecuru ni umumama mwiza cyane
My mother-in-law is a wonderful woman.
twabanye nawe andereye abana zawe wa gatandatu
She took care of my kids since my first one, and now I am on number 6.
ariko nta kintu na kimwe twigeze kitugonganisha na mukecuru ngo gitume twatandukana mu buzima bwacu cyangwa se mu mibereho yacu.
And I thank God that there's nothing that has come between me and my mother-in-law that may cause separation between us.
Umutware wanje yarize ararangiza amashuri nta kintu na kimwe agira ingaruka ku mutima, akagenda akadusiga mu kindi gihugu akagenda mu kindi akiga afite umutekano wese, nta kintu na kimwe yumvise. Nabivuga imbere yanyu n'imbere y'Imana n'abandi babyeyi baje bari muri Afurika, ba data bukwe b'amabukwe, twabashije kubana twabanye neza nta bintu tutugambo.
I thank my husband when he was going to school. We live as in one country, go to another country for studies. And I'm pretty sure that he never heard anything that was between me and my mother-in-law.
Icyo twebwe kuvuga ngo ubikore gutyo, iyo jewe mfosheje jewe mukazana wiwe.
This is the techniques that we use when I am wrong.
Jewe iyo mbonye mukosheye nikubita imbere yiwe kamubwira ati mukecuru nakoshe, ngahita numva ko mu mutima wanje ntaguwe neza, nkumva mbuze amahoro, kamubwira ati mukecuru nakosheje ndagusaba imbabazi umbabare.
The first thing that I would do to my mother-in-law is to ask for forgiveness. I will say, please forgive me for what I did.
Mukecuru nawe n'umukoro umubyeyi mwiza n'uca bugufi cyane.
And as I said, she's a wonderful woman. She's very humble.
Iyo hari ikintu tuvuganye natwe ntabwo turi abamarayika twavuga ngo ni gute, iyo tuvuganye ahita yihuta akambwira ati mwana wanje tubigire icyo tubirangiza.
If there's something that we did, a quarrel exists in the families, she will come to me and say, please, let's fix this.
Nuko niko abantu bubaka, ariko abo ndavuga ku rugero rwacu bakazana, hari igihe uvugana na nyoko bukwe kandi nawe ari umubyeyi nk'abandi, ugita wumva akakubwira ijambo rimwe wowe ugakuramo amagambo abiri.
Nowadays marriage or daughter-in-laws, when you hear your mother-in-law say something, you will be hurt even though your mother can say the same thing.
Kandi aho kuvuga ngo birangiza ugahita wumva cyane ko ufite amagambo menshi ukabwira uyu ugasanga urugo rwanyu murutaye hanze, kandi cyari ikintu gitoya mwakagombye kubirangiza ariko ugasanga mwabigize birebire, urugambo ugasanga ko murahamagarana ku matelefone. Jewe mbona abo ariko babigenza ariko ntabwo ari byo.
Or instead of going and fix the problem, you will go around calling your friends and everybody else.
Kandi kuba mama nabo ho bacu bamabukwe hari abamama benshi nabo batabona ko ari nk'umwana we, ugasanga mufashe kuko ari umukazana atari umukazana wiwe, ari umwana gusa utumva, ugasanga nawe mu ruhande rwiwe ntamufashe nk'umwana we bwite, yavuga icyo avuze ugasanga muvise naba akagenda muvuga nawe ngo umukazana ni mubi. Ariko icyo nababwira bene data nuko twakubahana tugasenga Imana tugaca bugufi tukamenya ko ababyeyi bose ari kimwe n'abamama nabo bakamenya kuko abakazana bose ari kimwe.
And another thing that I can say is that mother-in-laws sometimes they don't treat daughter-in-laws well just like their own daughters. But what I can say, the advice that I can give it is to respect one another, knowing that your daughter-in-law can be just like your daughter and your mother-in-law can be just like your mother. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
avuga bukeya nawe mushamake bukeya cyane tu umwanya yose.
Murakoze.
Thank you.
Reka mbashimire evangeliste cyangwa se pastor Manoa.
Let me thank Pastor Papa Musangwa
ko yatugiriye icyizere ka couple yacu
for trusting us
kugira ngo dutange ubuhamya bugufi,
so he can give short testimony.
cyane yashatse gufokasinga ku buryo madame mama.
Mainly, the main point was how my wife is living with my mother.
Nicyo ndi buvugeho gusa gatoya kuko ibindi madame yabivuze.
That's what I'm going to speak about.
Icyo navuga ni umugisha nagize.
What I can say, it is a blessing
nshaka madame
for me to marry her.
Ni umwana wakuriye muri famiye nziza.
She was raised in a good family.
Warezwe.
Have a beautiful manner.
Nicyo nshimira Imana cyane.
And that's what I thank God for.
None ageze mu rugo rwacu.
And when she came in our family,
ujya kwivuga ngo urugo rwanyu ni rwiza namwe ubu biba biri ko kwishekerera.
If you say that your family is good, it doesn't sound well.
Byasanze urugo rwacu rumeze neza runakize.
found my family well and wealthy.
mama yaburi yaragejeje hafi nk'ijana wenyine nk'ijana.
Oh, my mother had almost 100 cows.
noneho ibyo yari atunze byari ibyanje nawe n'abandi bana bo bashiki bacu bari bamaze gukura barashatswe.
So what she had was for me and my wife and my siblings that were older than us.
aradutetesha
And she spoiled us in a good way.
yaratureze nje nawe
She took care of me and my wife.
ibyo yari afite byose akabiduha.
And she provided every little thing.
ntekereza na madame no kugira ngo akomeze umutima mwiza.
I even believe that for my wife to continue having this beautiful heart,
mama yakomeje kumwereka urukundo rudasanzwe.
my mother showed her a love.
kuko ndibuka gatoya tukiri muri Congo,
I remember back in Congo,
iyo yanguriraga umwenda nawe yamuguriraga sepeye.
when she buy clothes for me, she will buy clothes for her as well.
noneho urumva niba yaradufataga nyine we ubundi yahise mama n'umuhanga yahise amenya couple icyo bivuga.
My mom understand what couple means,
kugira ngo kubera ko twebwe income yacu yari ubutunzi bw'ababyeyi.
because our income, our source of income was the wealthy or things that our parents have.
kugira ngo angurire areke madame wenda byari guteza n'ibibazo.
For her to buy clothes for me and not my wife, it may cause problems.
tekereza ko umubyeyi niwe wabigizemo uruhare runini nubwo yagize amahirwe akabona uyu mugore we yagira umutima cyane.
I know my mother played a big role in that relationship that they have, but I know my wife is a very smart woman.
nk'uko nari nabibabwiye kare buriya ababyeyi ni role model.
As I said, mothers are role models or parents.
yaza kumufata nyine bimwe by'abakazana bo kubakoresha hari inyuma,
If she could have take her just like a daughter-in-law,
wenda byari kutugora gukomeza kubana nabo.
maybe it could have been hard to live with them.
nari
With him, with
gushaka
her.
igisubizo cyo kuvuga ngo mama we ukwe.
I would have started looking for solution of how she can live separate.
natwe tukabana kuko niko bigomba kugenda.
And me and my family to live in a separate.
tugira uwo mugisha umubyeyi atwereka urukundo.
We were blessed. My mother showed us the love,
hanyuma madame nawe aramwubaha.
and my wife respected her.
ubwo nanjye bitamukunda cyane kuko yanyubahiye umubyeyi.
I love her more because she respected my mother.
barabana icyo gihe cyose.
They lived together.
batandukanye amezi abiri mu buzima ari uko babaje USA, mama yasigaye kubera ibyangombwa byari bitaraboneka.
They were separated only for 2 months when my family came and my mother was still in Kenya.
turicara na madame turavuga ngo niki twakora.
And we sat down and said, what can we do?
umubyeyi watureze noneho aturereye n'abana batandatu.
Mother that raised us and raised our kids,
nawe n'ubundi turamuzana.
and we helped her to come.
bwa butunzi yari afite aturera.
The wealthiness that she had when we were growing,
kuko yigeze kumbwira akantu ngo ibyo atunze naje ubwanjye wa mugani wa ya ndirimbo nibye.
and because she used to say that everything that she had and him is hers.
naje uyu munsi ibyo ntunze n'abari abana banjye nawe n'umwana kimwe n'abandi.
As I can say the same thing, what I own and my kids belongs to her as well.
kandi madame tuzumva kimwe.
And we do understand things the same, me and my wife.
imana ibahe umugisha.
May God bless you.
n'ibyo twavuga.
ko baravuga dukeya cyane kuko nta mwanya uhari.
They are just speaking briefly.
kandi mwarimu yabivuze ngo ni aba batatu baje undi munsi ni mwebwe namwe.
The teacher said it is these 3 that came. Next time it's going to be other couples.
je navuyemo kera twebwe ko je navuze.
Kuri Valentine.
je naravuze jewe na Jadamuru nande ingunga zingahe. tuba tugira gutya ingo zitatu. rero reka dutange ibibazo nka bitatu gusa.
We're going to give only 3 questions.
kandi ubazo umuvuga izina ati ndabaza naka.
I'm going
bitari
to
byinshi.
only 3 questions. That was.
hari pasitero n'ubanza nawe usubize nayo wasi.
murakoze.
Thank you so much.
gushima ndibizabura ariko kambireke babivuze. Ndabaza ikibazo mpereye kuri wewe na Kiyobe.
I'm going to start kuri Deni na Kiyobe.
Umugore wa
I'm going to ask question to Mama Denise and Mama Sandrine.
Nubishe mushima banyokobukwe.
I heard you praises your mother-in-laws
Ari bo babaye beza.
that they have been wonderful to you.
Ese mwabanye nabo kubera ko bababereye beza ariko mwebwe mutari beza.
Did you live with them because they are wonderful to you, or that you cannot be the same to them?
Ako ni mwebwe.
That's for both of you.
Mbaze Deni.
And I'm going to ask Dennis.
Wavuze ngo icyatumye umugore wawe abana na reka mvuge nayo.
And I'm going to say that the reason why your wife lived well with your mother,
Ngo nukwerera vuye waba afite uburere.
it is because she was well raised when she was where she.
Ese bari mu gutandukana n'abagabo bari ku biwabo nta burere.
Do you think that the divorce that is happening, it is because of how they raised when they are?
Bari mu kuva bose base barababwenda manyina ati mugererya ntimukoye banyokobukwe muzoshike munaniranwe.
Is it because where they come from, they didn't teach them well?
Aho ndabishora.
That's my other question.
Hanyuma icyanyuma.
My last question,
Oya bibiri byanyuma. Kamaze mukecuru mama bagaza.
let me ask Mama Bagaza.
Wareze abana bijyanye n'ibyo ndabaza harabonse bo mu basama warese. None urenga urera nabagaza umurerana na Kiyobe n'abana. Ese bariya wareze batarabawe hamwe n'abawe kuko tuza abakecuru ndabaza abagore benshi birukanye bakazana babo abandi birukanye abahungu babo. Ese wabitewe n'imbabazi ufitiye abana, wabitewe no gutinya umuryango w'abasama, wabitewe no gutinya rubanda, wabitewe no gukunda Imana?
My question is this: the kids that you raised that were not your own, and you raised your son and the wife, why did you do that? Did you do it because you have that heart, or you did it because you are the family pressure and everything else?
Icyanyuma rero sose.
My last question
Kiragaruka kuri pastor hariya muzehe
is going on Pastor Papa Kiyobe
na mwarimu hano.
and the teacher.
Kuko intego y'igitabo ni Imana mu rugo.
Because the title of the book is God in the Family.
Izi ngo zihe zisambuka.
The families that are getting divorced
Zirimo inzego zose.
are in every categories.
Harimo pastor bari gutandukana n'abagore.
Pastors are divorcing
Bagashaka abana.
and they will get remarried.
Ba pastor bakabashingira irya kabiri.
And pastors will marry them twice.
Abandi basaza nabo mwanganaga.
And other old men,
Kandi bari baremeye nabo.
they were saved as well.
Nabo batandukanye n'abagore.
They have divorced as well.
Ese ni ukuvuga ko nta mana bari bafite mu rugo.
Means that there's no God in the family.
Bano bari mu bagenzi bawe tubona batwigishije imiryango abantu bagiye gushingirwa.
And the teachers of marriage, teachers that we seen when they teach,
n'abagore n'abagabo b'abakirisitu n'abakozi.
that are men or women, they've been teaching young ways
Hanyuma bagatandukana.
and they divorced.
Ko nta mana bafite mu rugo.
Is it because there's no God in their family?
babanza basubize abakazana rero babanza gusubiza ikibazo umusaza azumva ikibazo ciwe kandi mubwe ku ntego utavuga birebire cyane.
ese shimwe
Amen.
reka nje mbanze ku giti canje.
Let me answer what they ask.
Igisubizo canje ca mbere kiri mu izina ry'iki gitabo n'Imana mu rugo.
My answer is God in the family.
Turi abakirisitu,
We are Christians.
twatojwe kubaha,
We have taught to respect.
kandi kubaha ntibisaba kubaha na mama ngo nsige maboko.
Respect that they taught me, it is not only to respect my father and mother and not my father-in-law, my mother-in-law.
Ikindi ca kabiri,
And not the third one,
ukuye no mu bukirisitu,
not only being a Christian,
ndamukunda n'umukobwa w'abatwari.
I love her as well. We are from same family.
Kandi ntabwo uwavuze ngo se ngo tubakunda
Kubera baba baraye beza.
kubera batubereye beza. Turi abantu.
The question was, did you love your mother-in-law because they were being good to you? But my answer is, yes, we are human beings.
Ntabwo ari ukuvuga ngo ubwo twabanye tubanye gutyo ngo ni gutyo gusa n'umurani.
Even though we said that it was well, it was not all straightforward. It was not everything straight. Even my mother-in-law sometimes would disagree.
kimwe n'uko dutongana nawe ari
Same thing, I can disagree with my mother-in-law.
ariko nk'abakirisitu kandi dukuze dufite inzira tuba tubitunganyamo kandi bigafunda.
But as Christians, we have a way that we do it.
arayifite afite mikoro yego arayifite
murakoze cyane.
Thank you very much.
Icyatumye nyine umuntu agomba gukoresha iryo jambo ngo mabukwe yambereye umubyeyi mwiza.
The reason why we said we keep saying my mother has been a wonderful person.
Ibyo ntitwobitindaho cyane kuko turi kumwe.
I cannot say that much about it. I am with her right now.
Kuko yambereye umubyeyi mwiza nawe mubera umwana mwiza.
She was a wonderful parent to me, mother-in-law to me, and I was a good daughter-in-law as well.
Kandi igituma tubivuga gutyo urabona yoba nyine byari ibintu bitameze neza.
If it was not that I was no good to her,
ntabwo nje nabasha kuvuga ariko ndeba.
I cannot say that when she's right next to me.
Kuko mzi ibyo ndi kuvuga kuko ndi kubesha abari kuvuga ati ibyo uri kuvuga urabesha uzungira gutyo.
Because sometimes I will say it and I know she's there, she will be like, I was good to you but you were not good to me, whatever you're saying it is not right.
Ariko ndabihamya ku Mana n'umutima wanje.
But I say this truly.
Kuko mukecuru nta kibazo tubanye neza kandi twabibabwiye kenshi ntabwo natwe turi abamarayika bavuye mu ijuru.
We are no angels.
Twababwiye uko tubigenza.
We told you how we do it.
Kuko mugenzi wanje abivuze.
Just like my friend said.
Iyo mugize ko hari akantu mugonganisha iyo adashaka cyangwa nje badashaka.
If there's something that I disagree with her.
Twamenye Imana kandi tukabifura. Erega mbere na mbere ugomba kuba n'imfura.
We have raised well.
Ugomba kuba n'imfura ukaba n'inyangamugayo mbese tutagiye mu by'Imana ukavuga ngo ibi bintu nimbikorera umubyeyi wanje mugenzi wanje w'umuturanyi wanje namenye amakuru arangaya.
If there's something that I didn't do, I will do it simply because of some other people that I know.
Ukaba inyangamugayo.
You have to be respectful. A man with integrity. Thank you.
Nuko tubanye.
And that's how we are.
Murakoze cyane.
urakoze kubaza ikibazo pastor wabajije ngo navuze ngo impamvu madame yawe yabanye na mama neza nuko yarezwe neza ngo hanyuma abandi ngo nuko abatandukana nuko se batararezwe neza. Oya, ushobora kurera umwana.
The question was, is it the people that are getting divorced, is it because they did not raise well where they are? But my answer is, no, you can raise a child very well.
Ariko yagera mu rugo yashatswemo.
But when they reach in a certain age or when they get married,
agahura na challenge.
They will meet challenge.
Iyo mugabo.
Maybe a wife, husband.
Cyangwa ababyeyi ba wa mugabo.
Or parents of that husband.
Izo factors zatuma divorce kubera ko atihanganira ibyo umugabo akora.
She may divorce because maybe she's not patient or she cannot handle what the husband does.
Atari uko yarezwe nabi.
Not because they're raised bad.
Nka kera aho iwacu dusubiye iwacu.
Back home.
Icyo gihe yagarutse mu bijamo mukabiganiraho mukareba imbogamizi.
When they divorce, the family get together and they think and they see what the problem was.
Icyo gihe hari ibyo ushobora kumubwira akihanganira.
And sometimes you will teach her and tell her what to do.
N'uyu munsi birashoboka haramutse habaye ibiganiro.
Even nowadays you will have communication.
Umukwe wawe aba ari umwana wawe.
Your son-in-law is just like your son.
Mwaganira ukamenya impamvu noneho ukaba mwahandoringa ikibazo gishoboka.
You will talk and you will know, you will find a solution.
Nawe ni wewe wize Bibiliya cyane tubwira ko wihangana kugeza gupfa.
And you know the Bible said bear your troubles until death.
Ariko abubu ngubu hari ibyo abona ko kugira ngo abure ubuzima ya divorce.
And but nowadays they said instead of losing my life, I rather lose my family.
kwa gukomeza gushaka imana mu rugo kugira ngo hatazaba iyo divorce.
It is to look God first so there's no divorce happens.
Murakoze, ni icyo gisubizo natanga.
Thank you. That's my answer.
ikibazo babaje pasiteri na mwarimu ngo ese izi ngo zisenyuka n'amadivorce akaba ngo nta mana iri mu ngo zabo.
The question that they asked pastors, they said, the family that divorce, it is it because there's no God in their families? Tagifunguye. Irafunguye.
Yes. Ikibazo cyawe wabaje guse ngo hariho n'abapasiteri bamwe bageze ino batandukana n'abagore ndetse ngo barashingiwe si uko uwo watandukanye n'umugore agashingirwa yaneshejwe na satani ntatinya abantu nk'ubu ari abapasiteri azagerageza n'abapasiteri ikintu atazagerageza n'Imana abe na Yesu yaramugerageje.
Ni ikigeragezo.
Or it is just temptations. It is temptation. The one that get divorced, even though they are pastors and or older, it is because of temptation and they cannot bear the trials or problems.
igisubizo nshobora gutanga kimwe aragitanze arakirangije.
He finished my first answer.
Ikindi cyongeyeho.
Another one.
Mu bushakashatsi twakoze twasanze hariho ibintu bitatu nyamukuru biza bituma abantu batandukana.
Researchers that we did, there's 3 things that makes people divorce.
Ijambo rya mbere ni amafaranga.
First thing is money.
Iriya twagiraga inka n'imirima umugabo akajera ibintu byose.
Based to our families. Back home we used to have cows and cattle and men would be in control of everything.
None hano ko turakora imirimo ingana twembi cyangwa se umugore akaba yokorera amafaranga menshi kundusha.
But here we all work same job or same work. Even women makes more money than men.
Hari ibintu bibiri.
There's 2 things.
Umugabo aratekereza ko nanone ari we mutwe ugomba kuvuga ibintu byose.
Ariko ndaciye byuvuga kuravuga impamvu zo gutandukana. Yabaje ngo se gutandukana nta mana iri mu rugo ariko usubiza. Tuvuga impamvu zo gutandukana uvuge
no nje narintangiye kugira ngo ngere
ugiye gusura mu nyigisho kandi
yoravuze nta kibazo. Imana iri mu rugo.
I know very well that God is in the family.
Ariko nanone
but again
mwebwe namwe muri muri rwarugo.
You are in that family as well.
Hariho ibintu mugomba gusengera muri rwarugo.
There are things that you have to pray in that family.
Kugira ngo Imana ibikemure.
So God can help.
Hariho n'ibindi mushobora gukora mu bikorwa mukaganira.
But there are other things that you can do as discussion or talk, communication.
Narintangiye noneho kugira ngo nzagere mu mpamvu zituma abantu basenya ingo.
That's when I said I was about to go all the way to how they.
Ariko mu ncamake.
But briefly.
Imana iri mu rugo.
God is in the family.
Ariko namwe mufite ubwenge mukwiriye kwiyambaza iyo Mana kandi mugakora uko mushoboye kugira ngo urugo rwanyu rubeho mutarusenya.
You have to do your part so your family will not destroy.
Ko hariho n'ingaruka ku babyeyi z'urugo rwasenyutse ku babyeyi ku bana ku ikanisa no ku gihugu.
Because there's consequences if the family destroyed on families itself, kids, community and the country.
Nabaza hanyuma izo Yonas.
Ikibazo canje nashaka kubaza mama Kiyobe. Hari ukuntu wavuze uravuga ngo kera abamama ababyeyi abagore mwarubahaga abagabo cyane kugeza aho icyo avuze nyine arico kiba agurisha atakugurira amahuzu atagira gute ukanyugwa kandi ugaceceka. Ikibazo canje kigira gutya, mwabaga munezerewe ko yabikoze cyangwa mwabikoraga mwapfaga guceceka nyine kugira ngo muceceke mugaceceka cyangwa
mwabikoraga gupfira mu Nyagasani. yakoresheje iryo jambo
sinakumvishe ariko yamaze avuga nkaho nyine like dutegerezwa kububaha gutyo ni ukubera mwavaga mwumva mutoshetse cyangwa nyine ni kwa guceceka gusa.
Urakoze. Hariho uwatoshekaga.
My question was, she said something about how they were being satisfied no matter what. And I was asking if they were okay with it or it was because of tradition. And then the answer is, some people get satisfied.
Wumvaga umugabo ari we byose.
You will see that, you will know that a husband is everything.
Waravugaga ngo nuzi ibigukwirije.
You will know that he knows everything that you need.
Kandi nubwo navuze gutyo nawe ntiyakurekaga wambaye ubusa ngo areke kukwambika.
Even though I said that, he will not just stop giving you things that he knows that you will need.
Ibyakera nuko byari bikoze ubu irari ryabaye nkirizamuka.
That's how it was. Thank you.
Shamake uvuze kuko guceka kwanyu byari mu muco wo kubaha no kwemera ko ari ugufite byose. Yo hasi mweze mwiyo mikoro.
Murakoze. Ndabaza pasiteri ikibazo giheruka ku cyumweru kutubwira.
That you said last Sunday.
Icyo kibazo kigendanye n'uko numvishije.
The question is according to how I understand.
Yuko abakirisitu ari bakeya.
The Christians.
Noneho nacyumvishije yuko abakirisitu ari benshi. Ntabwo nshaka gusubizwa ahubwo ndashaka kugira ndi kubona twakerewe. Haleluya. Ndongera njye kureba ababyeyi ntabwo ari ukuvuga ngo ni ukubaza ahubwo nanyuzwe. Ari ijambo numvishije umuntu yabajijwe arabazwa noneho bigeze igihe aravuga ati njyewe nta kindi nshaka kwibera mu bacu. Nabasanze muri iryo jambo ndagera kwa shangazi na muzehe wanjye. Muzehe wanjye rero njyewe ndi wo mu Masisi namwe muri mu murenge. Noneho mpuriye na shangazi muri Kampayi. Dukorera ku mashini. Iyo bari gukoraho niyi nanjye niki yohereza. Ubwo rero tuba tuganira iyo tubirangije ibyo dukora turaganira. Tuganira iby'Imana kugira ngo twinjire muri byo. Ibyo muzehe yambwira yatubwiye nasanze ari ukuri. Kubera reka nkubwire ijambo nakubwiye. Sinzi akantu wavuze umuntu agusitayeho. Kuvuze ngo iki? Ngo ndacitswe. Kumbabarire. Kumbabarire n'Imana ibabarire. Ngo urambabariye ni wowe. Nageze igihe ndakubaza.
Tegera uragira samari.
Ese nyine wavukiye wambwiye yuko wavukiye mu bakirisitu n'umugabo akaba umukirisitu. Izo mbaraga rero nasanze zarahuriye hamwe zibashoboza ibyo.
Urakoze cyane.
Imana ibamwishe.
It was not basically he didn't have questions, but he was emphasizing on what they said. He said everything that our pastor on this side said, that he agreed with everything that they said. And he was thanking God how they work together, how they work in the same company, and they talk about serving God alone.
Reka duhagarikire hano.
We're going to stop here.
Izi ni ukuri ko mufite ibibazo byinshi mwabazaga.
I know you may have questions.
Ariko nta mwanya dufite.
But we don't have time.
Tuzokomereza ngaha dusigaje.
We're going to continue again.
Ariko gutangiza gucungura cyo hirya. iyinga ryashize
but from last week,
n'iringi ry'ejo bundi
last 2 weeks and last week
nanone
and today,
ndagusaba ngo ugire sentezi
have a sentence
wegeranye ibyo badusomeye byose
or collect everything that they said
n'izavuzwe n'aba bantu bicaye aha ngaha
and things that has been spoken with people in the front
ubushyire mu rugo rwawe
and put it in your family.
urasanga harimo bimwe ukora
You're going to find out the things that you can
n'ibindi
you have done
byakunaniye noneho ubikosora
and things that you did not do.
niko
So you can
kwiga no
correct
gufata
it.
bya bindi twize ukabishyiraho ukareba nimba umeze kwa kundi abandi bameze
That's what it is. To learn is to take what they said and compare to what you have and then learn from there.
kandi kwiga haba hari impamvu imana yaduhaye ibi bintu ngo tubikore
And maybe there's a reason why we did this.
icya kabiri
Second thing,
ndasaba abagore n'abagabo bari hano
I want to ask men and women that are
nimba hari
here,
ikintu cyavuzwe muri ibi ngibi mudakora mwayo
if there's something that have been spoken that you don't do to in your home,
nimushika mwicara
when you get there, sit down,
muganire
speak,
muvugane
talk.
iki kintu ko cyaratunaniye twebwe twagikora
This thing has been hard on us. Can we try it?
noneho ubutaha nitukugeraho
So when we reach you,
uzaze kandi ufite wa mwenda uzabindi bavuze hano
come without the depth of what they said.
je nategereye bano bose ukuntu bavuze bose
I listened to everything that they said.
habe na mwarimu yabivuze
Even the teacher said.
abakristo benshi bafashe ibintu byose bagira ngo byo gusengera
Christian took everything and think as is something to pray about.
ibyo gusengera ni bikeya cyane
We only have few things to pray for.
ndabisubiramo
I'm going to
mu
repeat.
buzima bw'umuntu
In our life,
ibyo gusengera ni bikeya
we
kuruta ibyo
only
kuganira
have few things to pray about rather than to
ntabwo inzu zose zo
discuss.
gusengera yahita ibishoboka
Not everything is to pray
urasa
for.
gusenga imana ngo ize igaheze umugabo umutima musha
Can you pray and say, God, come and give my husband a
oya
new heart?
ariko ni kumwegera kuko batubwiye mukaganira agakira
But it is to get closer to him and talk.
turashimiye mwarimu wacu
Thank you so much, teacher.
dushimiye namwe mwategereye
Thank you
mwihanganye
so much for listening.
dushimiye n'ababyeyi mu cyamwanya ahangaha mwarushe
And thank you for your time.
nta kuri twabikora dukuzaba tubikora nta wundi mwanya dufite
This is how we can do. We don't have
nimba rero
time.
mwabishimiye mwicaye aha hirya
So if you are sitting here liked it,
reka mbasabe mukoma amashyi yo gushima
let me ask you to clap hands.
mukoma amashyi ariko ejo nawe n'umunsi wawe
Clap your hands by knowing that
muhaguruke
tomorrow
rero ngira turangize
you may stand up.
mwarimu namara asenge
May you stay there. May the preacher, the teacher
namara
pray
asenge imiryango yose
and pray for all the families
na hamwe koordinateri nawe azamuka vuba vuba gutanga amatangazo
and coordinators coming to give announcements.
reka dusenge imana iki ni igikorwa gikomeje tuzakomeza gutaha mana yacu reka tukuzamurire icyubahiro kuko uri umwami ni wowe mana yacu kandi uradukunda tugushimiye umunsi mwiza waduhaye tugushimiye iki gikorwa cyawe cy'ivugabutumwa ahasigaye twebwe duteye imbuto wowe ni wowe nyiri imbuto ni wowe uzimeza kandi ni wowe uzikuza kugira ngo zere izindi nyinshi aba bene data ndetse n'abandi bari ku murongo ndetse n'abandi batabonye umwanya turabasabira kugira ngo ugere mu ngo zabo buri muntu wese umuganirize kubera kuko uri Imana ubera hose icyarimwe ngaho tuguha icyubahiro kuko uri Imana ahasigaye ukomeze ubane natwe none n'iteka ryose ni mu izina rya Yesu amen
amen